So we're about to start day 5. If you hear that noise in the back, flip the camera. We were waiting for Nick to perfectly assemble his Miku figure for moving around the country and back home. So I had a bit of a disaster with laundry yesterday, and then my clothes didn't dry, so they're hanging up here. But thankfully, the other disaster was averted, which was how can I get cash? Because Nick's bank works here. So he was able to get cash, and I Venmo'd him money. So we're all set there. We have a busy day today. We're going to do Imperial Palace, because I need to go there to pick up the train tickets for Thursday anyway, at the Tokyo station. Then we're going to your Lie in April locations. If you don't know, your Lie in April is my favorite anime. And then we're going to Inokashira Park for the Ghibli Museum, plus it's a famous park area in general. So that's our plan. Also, this dude is willing to handcraft specific dimensions to maximally protect and fit Miku into his suitcase. And yet he has the audacity to imply that I should make this decision for once, when I have literally planned every moment in detail of this trip up to this point. I pick where we go, where we eat, what we do each day, and this man just says, okay, and all he does is navigate. And then he's willing to do this, though. For fuck's sake, Nicholas. So we got a busy day. We're gonna do a lot of sightseeing. So we'll start with the normie stop, and then we're gonna do the anime stop after. So we're on our way to the Imperial Palace. We just got out of Tokyo Station, picked up our bullet train tickets to Kyoto for Thursday. And you can definitely tell this is the western part of town because there's a bunch of white people, so this is obviously the tourist area.
It's distinctly western.
Yeah, it is distinctly western. So hopefully we'll get some pictures, and then we'll go get the weeb stuff afterwards. Oops. So we're about on our way to get into the Imperial Palace area, I think. And then I'm trying to, there we go, managed picking the koi fish in the pond area there. And you can, it's just a carp. You can definitely tell we're a white tourist getting excited over a little thing. I don't know if that swan over there is symbolic, but he's got a posse of tourists just following him. So I don't know if that swan is supposed to mean anything. It means something, I guess, but there's just a singular swan in this little water area. Hopefully doing his best over there. I guess they got bored with him. They're walking away. So we are in the Imperial Palace area, which is a massive area. This is just one building. These are the East Gardens. It is very deeply ironic that at the home of the Japanese Emperor, which is where the Imperial Palace is, it is the most easily western part of the whole place, honestly, because it is just tourists here. No Japanese people here at all, basically. So it kind of feels silly, but we'll be tourists too, and then we'll be weebs later. Continuing our walk down here, and I just wanted to comment on all of the weird, like, little pine tree things. I don't know how they get them in these weird little formations, because each one is like its own, like, distinct branching pattern here. I thought it was pretty cool. I have no idea what this is a gate for. Maybe to get into the main, like, part of the Imperial Palace where the Emperor actually is, but we're not allowed to go through, unfortunately. So, sad Pepe hands, sad face. We're moving on with our life. More aesthetic scenery on the way. Sure, this is pretty and all, but can you believe that the Emperor of Japan doesn't have Wi-Fi?
Shaking my head.
That is a shaking my head moment. All these gates here, and I can't get Wi-Fi to figure out where the heck the Bukidon is, so I'm gonna have to use Nick and his data again. So Bukidon is a music venue that shows up in some anime and visual novel places, so we'll go there for the culture. Shoutouts to music. Oh, there's a bird there. Got him. So shoutouts to Jacob, who would be the only person to come to the Imperial Palace and want to do the exercise course here, which is here. We're basically going to do it because we are exactly the opposite part of the map from where we want to be. And there is a gate here, and I'm tired of being closed off from gates, so we're going to walk through that. I don't care where it leads us. Okay. So we are absolutely going to get our steps in today because we have to walk, or try to flip the camera, walk around that whole thing to get there. And I'm not kidding, Jacob would be the one running. I've said, so the dude we just passed was just moving out there. So people are exercising here. There's a person running here too. So yeah, people just come here to exercise. So we are absolutely going to get our steps in. We're going to the Bukidon, which is still a mile away, basically. So we're going to go to this park here and eat lunch. We got bentos at the station. So here is our bento. Bentos are boxed lunches. We got this at the train station to eat on the go. So it's kind of cute little area to do this, to do cultural stuff. We got a little karage, some dumplings, shumai dumplings, some fried rice, pickled something, ginger maybe, and some noodles. So I gotta be a little quiet because it's a very peaceful area, but we have carbo loaded and we are back on the move again. Only a mile away from walking around the entire Imperial Palace. I don't think we really intended to do that. We were just trying to get to the Bukidon, but we're gonna end up walking around the entire thing. So that's pretty cool. The downside is that we are literally on stop 1 of 3 today, and we're gonna be at like 5 miles after this thing. So of walking. It's gonna be a lot of walking today. So I don't know if we're gonna go the right way, but there's finally a gate area we can actually go through, so you better believe we are taking it. We gotta hug the left air wall to go to the Bukidon, I think, but finally we have made it into some palace-like thingy. So we climbed up to this observation deck, and honestly the view kind of sucks. So we got a little sidetracked, but hopefully we can get to the Bukidon eventually. It's like the Bukidon's not even exciting, we can't even go in, it's just literally a stadium. We're here just to finish the job. So we managed to get ourselves mostly lost in the Imperial Palace gardens. Who knows if we will ever find the Bukidon, because Nick has decided to be extremely prideful and say that we are not using Google Maps. We're in too deep, but it's been a beautiful area here, so honestly it's kind of worth the detour. Nick tells me I'm crazy. We have literally walked a circle because I remember seeing this bathroom saying, man, I need to pee, but I'm gonna hold it till we get out of here. And well, look at that, we're back again. So our giant circle is almost complete. The Bukidon is under construction apparently, and it's inside the palace, and we just left it. So we said, fuck it. We're going to July in April. Budokan is literally just a stadium, so I wanted to support my boy Kay from Musicus. Great visual novel, but we can't be here all day, so. So I've made us go on a somewhat wild goose chase, but Your Lie in April is my favorite anime, and here is the event hall in which all the performances take place in Your Lie in April. Toa Bunkyo Center. They're doing construction on it right now, which is kind of unfortunate. But as a Shigatsu wa Kimuso fan, we had to be here. You might think it's steps. We see the steps. Well, we got shafted because they're doing construction here, but that is not going to stop us from being inconsiderate tourists and going to film the inside of there. Like that looks exactly like how they go into the building. Yeah. So you might think it's totally off-brand for Your Lie in April to be my favorite anime, given it's like a shonen anime, except for with piano and violin. But as a pianist, it resonates with me. And so here we are, being good weebs, seeing our favorite anime. I'm going to whisper this one because it's like dead quiet here. There's lots of people here. But there is a single sakura petal there, a single cherry blossom. First one we've seen. And also there is a pigeon invasion over there. I think I found the Your Lie in April playground park area, but it's kind of creepy to wander in there because kids are playing there. But I want to look back and see if we can get some pictures. I didn't vlog the playground that Kaori and Kosei meet each other. Re-meet each other, I should say. But the anime is a massive fictionalization, but it's amazing how like realistic the anime depicts the street life of Nerima. Sorry, hit the wrong button. So we're on our way to the Shikuji River, which it has some scenes from Your Lie in April. The roof is cool. Yeah, the roof is cool here. So we're in the residential ward of Tokyo. No one would ever come here for tourism, except for us. Just like us in 5 centimeters per second. So we found one of the bridges, or at least one in a series of bridges, where the Your Lie in April test of courage takes place, where Kaori jumps in the river and Kosei follows after her. It's a very sweet moment. But the anime fictionalized one thing, which is that you can jump off this into the water. You can absolutely not do that here. So ethereal or almost otherworldly vibe to going to one of the residential areas of Tokyo, because it is so dead quiet for being the biggest city in the world. It's a very serene, peaceful vibe. It's just not like being in a city at all. I mean, it's sort of not, but we're also sort of are. There's like lots of people around, it's all just quiet. So I took two pictures of an awning that I'm just going to pretend is the awning where Kaori and Tsubaki had a conversation under the rain. Tsubaki's another character in the show. I don't think it was. I think it was just a random awning place, but I'm going to pretend it was.
Say it in gold, Colin.
Say it in gold. No one will get that reference besides Nick and I. Maybe Kayla. So we're on our way back. We're going to go to Inokashira Park, very famous tourist area, after our detour into residential Tokyo again. There's more Your Lie in April sites I want to see, but they're all like hour-long walks away from us, and we still have a lot to do. So, Pepe Hands moment, but shout-outs to my girl Kaori. She deserved better. So we suffered through a lot more train rides, and now we're at Inokashira Park, which is a way more famous tourist area, but very, very, very pretty area. So the Ghibli Museum is to the right, that way. The Sakura Petal route is to the left. Unfortunately, it is not Sakura Petal season. We are a month late, so we're gonna go to the Ghibli Museum. But yeah, very, very pretty area. This may be the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. There's Totoro. And here's us being sad. The fuck is this supposed to be? It's a Tuesday evening before it closes. Well, granted, when I told Nick to look up the Ghibli hours for the museum, it didn't have any listed today, which I thought just meant it was open all day because Inokashira Park is 24/7. So this is a Pepe Hands moment. Much sad. So I guess we have to do normal things and look at nature. So Inokashira is known for its cherry blossoms. And here are all the dead cherry blossom trees. So press F in chat for our tourism and the trees. But they're still pretty, but just no cherries on them. Cherry blossoms on them. So getting on these little boat things might be cool if I wasn't hungry as fuck. And like, who likes water? Look how slow those boats are going. Not a romantic bone in my body right now. Oh, we're also crossing a bridge of Pog.
I like looking at the card.
So we're on the streets of Inokashira right now, and we just, sorry I couldn't vlog it, but we just got back from an amazing tempura place, so I'll send the pictures out. So what it was is that you select a course, and they bring you the tempura. It's a counter seat. There's only, I don't know, 8 to 10 spots total in the restaurant, and we got lucky. There was 3 seats left. And so we got a course of fish, shrimp, and then some vegetables like pumpkins, eggplant, a pepper to start, and then you have this little sauce with a grated radish, I think it is. Mm-hmm. And there you stir it up. It's amazing. And then you get like an all-you-can-eat supply of pickled vegetables and some weird little fish squid thing.
Yeah, whatever it was, it tasted good.
But the highlight was that the lady next to us was so amused about the 2 white people next to her. She gave us some of her tempura. Yeah. I think she was either trying to communicate that she was full or that she was in a hurry. But I got an eggplant, a fish, and a pumpkin out of her. So it was very nice of her, and we had a good time. Mm-hmm. It was a great food experience. So we're on our way back now for the day.
Oh.
And Nick's gonna do laundry. He's gonna do something for once when we get back. Usually what happens is we get back, he conks out, and I spend the rest of the night making the vlogs. So he's got to
be productive for once.
He's got to do something for once, and I got to keep drying my clothes that are all wet in the room. But yeah, that was our day 5. We did a lot of walking today. Oh yeah. So I'll maybe update it when we get back to the hotel, but I think we'll probably be close to 12-13 miles walking today. Take 2. This is take 2. I couldn't remember the second thing I want to bring up. So I'm in shambles because I was hoping we hit 13 miles and we hit 12.4 miles total. So we didn't do that much. We should have done another lap around the Imperial Palace. And then 2 quick thoughts about things I just thought were interesting. One is that in anime, all the kids are independent and get around the towns and stuff themselves. Well, that's 100% true here. There was elementary schoolers taking the trains across Tokyo, not even just in the residential wards where we saw lots of kids walking home from school. They were walking home from school and they're like 7 in Tokyo, which is wild to me. And secondly, is that where the heck do all the tourists go? Is that they go to the Imperial Palace or the Sky Tree. Those are the two places where I think that the ratio of tourists to Japanese was relatively high.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, even a famous place like Inokashira Park, almost all Japanese. And on the trains, it's like a rare sighting to see a foreigner. And we've taken like pretty much every train route possible now. We have the last one tomorrow, which is Chiba. But that'll cover pretty much every single. We've done every single line at least. There's only 8 or 10 major lines. We've done all those. It was wild to me that all the tourists go to the same places apparently, just Imperial Palace and Tokyo Skytree.
The question is, what's Kyoto going to be like?
Kyoto,
Is Kyoto going to have more tourists or less?
probably the ratio will probably be higher even if there's less tourists. But Kyoto depends on its tourism quite a bit. So all the tourists will be at the temple areas, and maybe at the Ariyashima bamboo. But yeah, apparently people aren't doing anime pilgrimages like we are. Like when we went to Nerima Ward, not a single, not even close to a non-residential Japanese person there. So I guess no one goes to Your Lie in April anymore. That makes me feel old because Your Lie in April was new when I started watching anime. It came out when I was in high school.
Yeah, I remember watching that as it came out. It was one of the few I watched while it came out.
Yeah, it was our senior year.
So,
And now it's getting close to a decade old. It comes a decade old next year. So, damn.
Attack on Titan was my first that I watched weekly.
That's 2013, which is a decade. So, yeah. Long story short, we old.